to the Do This for Life podcast with OEV's Revamp. I told y'all the revamp was coming. Now it's here. So y'all get ready for this. Come get it off your chest.
Being us to do this for life.
That's right.
Think you say make God it's time, we'll get it off your chest. Chips and sex.
Come on.
Only God got us right. Being us to do this for life.
That's right.
Think you say make God it's time, we'll get it off your chest. The chips and sex, come on, yeah.
Welcome to the Ships and Sex Podcast with your big sis OEV of Be Truly Faithful. I'ma still be right here in your ear every Wednesday, exposing the ills of our relationships and the repression of our sex lives, while always giving practical steps to get us from struggle to liberation. So come get it off your chest at Ships and Sex. So let's chill into today's episode. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Ships and Sex podcast again. The revamp is still going on. There will be like a few minor tweaks here and there now that we have everything set up. But now it's time to get into today's episode. Episode 2 of the Ships and Sex podcast is right here. And today I want to talk about something that can be very hard to talk about, actually. It can be very... like, on one end, a lot of people will jump in and be like, yes, Hunty, you got to do this. This is the way it is. And then there's the flip side of that where it's very hard to talk about because feelings and hearts and things like that got involved. And so now we're at this point in life, like we want to do this for life. As my first half of the year, my podcast was about, we're going to do this, whatever this is for you, for life. Like we don't want to be breaking off and cutting off people. We want to be covenant keepers, not covenant breakers. But what happens when that's what you're facing? What happens when it's actually not beneficial for you to continue on, or you feel some type of way, some kind of way with the way things have been going in a ship that you're in, whether it is a marital ship, a friendship, a kinship, a work ship, an acquaintance ship, whatever ship that it is. What happens when it feels like that ship is sinking? Do you sink or swim? Do you try to keep it afloat? What do you do? And I see many ladies faced with this. In fact, I've been faced with it too. But it comes at the end of the day, it's like, what do those of us, like, what do we do? What do we as ladies do when we're feeling some kind of way about the ship that we're in and it doesn't seem to be working anymore? Like, when do you give up or give in? Or when do you hang around and try to work it out and make things stay afloat? Because many times we're cutting off way too fast over any and everything. Like, you know, they're not evolving with us. Okay, is that a real reason to really cut someone off? Or because you are headed in a different direction, let's say business-wise, and they just want to stay on their jobs. Is that a reason to cut them off? Or what is it? What is it that would cause us to end a ship, to abandon ship? Is abandoning ship ever okay? Is it ever okay to leave people behind? Because ultimately, you want to know one of the reasons we really stay in a lot of ships, even though we know we may need to get out of them, is because of abandonment. We don't like being abandoned or left behind. Therefore, we're like, I'm not leaving them. I'm just not leaving them. I want you to think about, I like to use a lot of Bible references. So I want you to think about Moses when he had to go back and get his people, the people of the Most High. I am sure he faced resistance on people leaving with him, like, let's go, let's go. I am sure that there were some people who did not want to go with him, that they were comfortable with where they were. They were comfortable in staying where they were, even though it was hard knock life for them, right? It was hard life. It was hard times. It was slavery, enslavement, being disenfranchised. It was all types of things that were hard on them, and they wanted a better life, but they still fought him. I'm sure there were people who still fought him on getting to freedom. Because getting to freedom is not necessarily easy. You have to go through so many things just to get to freedom. Oftentimes, I like to call myself the Harriet Tubman of your sex life, right? Leading you from religious sexual repression to sexual liberation. And I love using the story of Harriet Tubman in so many ways. I just relate it to sex, but I love using her story in so many ways because I know for a fact that when she got to freedom, she wanted to go back and get others. And when she went back down to get many of them, not everyone went. It's like, I'm going back to freedom, y'all. I want y'all to come with me, but not everyone went. And I am sure with Moses, there were the children of Israel, some of them that did not want to go. And you can only imagine, like, why in the world would people not want to go? You are on your way to freedom. You have been to freedom. You have tasted freedom. You have experienced freedom. And now you're letting people know there is freedom, that they don't have to remain in the state that they're in, that there's better for them. And you don't understand why is it that they will not come? Why won't they come? Come with me. I know where freedom is. I've been there. I've tasted it. I've experienced it. I've lived it a little bit. I'm coming back to get you because I've been where you are. I've been where you've been. I've been enslaved and disempowered and demoralized. I've been through all of this, mistreated, left out, left behind. I was right there with you, sis. We was there when they was treating and mistreating us, or we was there relating to one another, going through so many things. But sis, I found a way out. And now I'm coming back to get you. And she won't go. She won't go. As I've said in one of my Do This for Life podcasts, too many people, or some people, or many people, whichever you want to put there, too many people are attracted to the dysfunction they know than the function they don't know. And that simply means, why do so many women stay in abusive marriages, right? Why do so many friendships stay with people, even though they've been friends, because they've been friends for over a decade or 2 decades, and they see that the friendship is no longer fruitful or beneficial for them, yet they won't leave because of loyalty. It means that I've had years with these people. I can't leave them. We've been through a lot together. I can't leave them. We've experienced heartbreak and hardships together. I can't abandon them. But you want better for yourself, and you're like, but I want freedom. I want freedom. I want freedom, but they don't want it like I do. They don't want it as bad as I do, but I got to go, and I want them to come with me, but you can't force them. See, this is what I want you all to realize, and I'm not finished with the Moses part of the story, because I'm sure there were children of Israelites that didn't want to go. And let me show you what happened. But before I show you what happened with that, I want you to listen to me clearly, because we're going to get into some things in just a second. In this life, one thing I've learned is that at the end of the day, my heart is my heart, right? And you are not going to be able to change my heart if it's set. And I had to learn that I cannot change the hearts of others. If they have it made up in their mind, their heart of hearts in their mind, that's it. Once a person's heart has left the ship that they have with me, there's absolutely nothing I can do but bid them farewell. There's nothing I can do to make them go with me, because what happened with Moses is all of from what I have learned and read, that all of those children of Israel, all of the children of Israel went. They all said, okay, we're going to go. Even the ones that didn't want to go, even the ones with the parents was like, come on, children, we can do this. Or the children was telling their parents, come on, let's go. Let's get to freedom. What happened when they got there? Does anybody know? They murmured and complained. Woke up every day saying it was better in Egypt. Do y'all get where I'm going? They just complained about everything the Most High did. Every time he showed his power, they were happy. And then they went right back to complaining. You are here happy just to be away from slavery and being enslaved. And you see that there's opportunity where you now are in this promised land that you're working to get to. But you have your people around you that you took with you because you didn't want to abandon ship. You didn't want to leave them behind. And now that they're with you in the land to get to freedom, they're away from slavery and they're away from the enslavement. And now they're with you on the land to freedom, and they're doing nothing but complaining. Every day you wake up, they're saying it was better in Egypt. And you're tired of this. The Most High got manna raining down from heaven, and that's not enough. They're complaining because it's not chicken or it's not steak, but they're eating, and they don't have anyone slaving over them anymore, like beating on them. They're out of the situation. And the problem is they are still attracted to the dysfunction they know than the function they don't know, or they've never even given it a chance to know it. But it's weird to them because it's not the norm for them. We have normalized our dysfunction so much that when function stares us right in the face, the possibility of function, we won't go because we'd rather stay in our comfortability than get to be uncomfortable in something that's new, something that's freeing. You want to know why so many believers stay enslaved sexually? They know, many of them know, oh, this is not really sin, but I don't want to upset the people that I know. So I'd rather stay enslaved in my sexuality than to be free in it, than to be liberated. I know what OEV said, and she's proven it is true. I know what she's saying about sex is true, but my family don't think that way or believe that way. My church home don't believe that. They don't think that way. So I gotta stay here in the dysfunction that I know. Then go over there where they are in the freedom that I don't know. I would rather be enslaved than set free. I would rather be in bondage than set free. I would rather be enslaved than free. And people all the time, what do they talk about? I want to be free. I'm tired of this job. I don't like it here, but they'll keep going for years and years and years. And they see friends that's like, listen, I got out of that, sis. I'm doing this now. You can do it too. Yeah, but then they start thinking about those consistent checks and the benefits, what their job gives them. This is not telling nobody to leave their job, by the way, but they would rather do this for more and more years and more years and get more and more upset and more negative, complaining about it, but they still stay there. See, the children of Israel, they complained about slavery and they complained about freedom. It's work in both. So we complain about the bad relationships we're in, but we complain about the new ones we have the possibility to be in. We complain. So what is this that I'm saying today? I'm saying that unfortunately, but yet fortunately, in this life, we can get to freedom and not everybody we love and know are going to go with us. That hurts to hear. It's sad to hear that when you say, come with me, I have seen it. I have tasted freedom. I have experienced it. I'm coming back to get y'all. I'm coming back to get my family. I said that when I got out of here, I wasn't going to leave y'all behind. I'm coming back for you. And your heart would be broken to find out that all of them are not going. The people you've been knowing for a long time, the people you thought you could build with, the people you were born in the same family with, the people that you grew up with, went to the same school, graduated with, went to college with, the people that you remember having your first child and she had her first child too, and y'all were both single mothers and y'all struggled and y'all talked about your struggle and you talked about your baby daddies, but you got out. You graduated, you did something. You're like, oh, here I am in freedom. Now I'm going to go back and get my girl. She's like, no, I just can't leave. I can't leave them behind. Many people will sacrifice the very goodness that they could have in life. They will sacrifice opportunities to be loyal. And I'm one that's very loyal. In fact, I can't stand disloyalty. I'm very loyal. But I have grown and I have learned that I am loyal in healthy loyalty. I am not going to remain loyal to unhealthy loyalty. Just for the sake of being loyal, just for the sake of someone getting up at an event or a function to say she's been rolling with me all these years. No, sis, I had to grow up. I had to glow up. I'm coming back for you. But if you don't go, sis, I gotta go. I can only stay here and visit you for so long because now I gotta get back to freedom. I don't want to continue to be around this dysfunction and all of this heartbrokenness. I don't want to continue to be around all of these things that kill my spirit. I barely made it. I barely survived out of this stuff. I was about to be like mama and grandmama and great grandmama, but I barely survived and barely got out of this. Now that I'm out, sis, I'm coming back for you. You can stay with me for a little bit, sis, while you get on your feet. We can find ways to take care of this child that you may have. Come on, sis. I know things. I know people. I know places. I got things set up for us. All you got to do is come on. And I got you. You can have it all set up for them. You can have a whole plan for them and they still won't go. The ship is sinking. You know how to swim. They know how to swim too. But they're afraid to get out in the water and fight to get to land. But you are afraid too. But you really want to live. And so you jump and say, come on. Come with me. Let's make it to shore. Let's get to land, sis. Let's go, family. They're afraid. And all you can do is take you and yours, whatever you and yours is. And you keep looking back like, damn, can they come with me? Please, can they follow me? Come on. I can't stay here. The ship is sinking. There's a way out. It's a chance I could save my life. I'm trying to save yours. But at the end of the day, you cannot save those that don't want to be saved. You cannot help those that don't want to be helped. You cannot do for those who don't want you to do for them. You cannot want it more than them, sis. You cannot want it more for them than they want it for themselves, sis. Anytime that happens, it is a ship waiting to sink. Anytime you want it more for them than they want it for themselves, it is a ship waiting to sink. I want you to understand today that in this life, though we are covenant keepers and not covenant breakers, there are exceptions to the rule. Sometimes people are not going to want to go with you. And if you drag them kicking and screaming and against their will, they will hold you down once they do get there. All they will do is find the negative in it. They will complain to you about everything. Here you are in freedom. Yes, it's hard work. And you're trying to work this and you're working to do that. And you're just in your mind, it's like, shoot, this is hard, but it is nothing like where I come from. I mean, I got a nicer house now. I mean, I got things that I didn't have before, and it's taking more to maintain it than living at home with mama and them and all this stuff that they had going on in the house. Everybody coming in and out the house, drugs surrounding it, possibilities of being raped, and all of this stuff is going on, and all of this dysfunction is cussing, they beating us up, they doing this, but I'm out. And I never want to go back to that. So therefore, yes, it's hard to maintain this. And I need to build a support system. Right now, I'm doing it alone, but I need to build a support system. But I would rather be here working in it and thriving in my freedom, working hard, blood, sweat, and tearing it up, than to go back there and suffer like I once did. Because this is function now. I don't have to worry about people coming in and out of my house anytime of night. I don't have to worry about my mama coming in with all these different men. I don't have to worry about everybody struggling, things getting cut off. I don't have to worry about we don't know where our next meal is going to come from. I no longer have to worry about that. I love this, even though it's hard to maintain and build with my son or with my child or the children that I did have out of wedlock when I was out there living like this. But I love this life that I'm creating for them and myself so they don't have to go through. And every time I think about mama and them and my sisters and them and my brothers and them and my friends and them and all of them, I cry and I get sad, but I'm not going back. If they don't want to go, I'm not going back. I will go get them. They can stay with me. I have a place in my house for them. They can come. I can show them things I've learned and we can both do this thing and build this thing together. But if they don't want it as much for themselves as I want it for them, they're not going to do anything better when they get here but complain and bring me down. And then there will be another sinking ship. Because if you put too many in your ship that ain't for you going in the direction that you're going, and they don't want to go the same way, and they're trying to navigate and go different ways, your ship will sink. The Bible talks about how can two walk together lest they be agreed. Please remember that from this day forward. How can you walk together with anybody unless you agree? That does not mean agree with every single thing that you all have in beliefs. That means agree overall. Agree that freedom is best. Agree that where we are now and where we're working to get to is better than where we were. See, overall, we got to agree on these things. Agree that we're not going back unless people are ready to go. Then we'll go get them. We're not going to take steps backwards. I've heard some people say, and I'm not really one with these lack of options person. I believe we have many options. But today I'm going to use this just for the sake of an example. I'd rather struggle in freedom. Because struggle means, I'm going to tell y'all what struggle means in just a minute. I'd rather struggle in freedom than struggle in slavery any day. Does anybody hear what I'm saying? I'd rather struggle in freedom than struggle in slavery any day. Now, let me tell you what struggle means. All right? Struggle, another word for struggle is a fight. I'd rather continue fighting for my freedom than giving up and being enslaved for the rest of my life. Struggle means make a forceful or violent effort to get free of restraint or constriction. It means to make forceful or violent efforts to get free of restraint or constriction. Free, y'all. I would rather struggle. I would rather make forceful or violent efforts. Y'all hear what I'm saying? To get free of restraint or constriction in my freedom than to go back and already struggling to be free and in slavery. If somebody's got a way out for me and they tell me, well, this is how you can get out of this situation. These are 3 steps you can take to get to freedom. Or these are 5 things you can do to never end up going back into slavery. I'd rather listen to them and go and get my freedom and work towards my freedom and even struggle to get it than to go back and just stay the way I am. You're not going to be able to take everybody with you, sis. I'm sorry, you're not. I hate it too. Because we love who we love, don't we? We love them. We support them. We want them in our lives. But not everyone is ready for the new life that you are about. You can sit there and give them the whole blueprint. This is the blueprint of how you can get out of slavery into freedom. This is the blueprint for how you can get out of being repressed to being liberated. This is the blueprint, but not everyone's going to take it. If people in your camp are sinking your ship, there's only a few things you can do. There's only 1 or 2 things, really. 1, you can abandon ship. Or 2, you're going to have to put them off the ship. Do y'all remember the story of Jonah and the whale? And, Jonah was being disobedient, right? And the people, he came on that ship, on that boat with them, and they started having all these problems, right? All these problems began, problems they didn't even have before. And Jonah over there hiding from the Most High like he can really hide. And what happened? He realized it was him. He was causing the issues. And he said, listen, y'all want to get out of this mess? Y'all gonna have to throw me overboard. He told them straight up. He said, take me up and cast me forth into the sea. So shall the sea become unto you. For I know that for my sake, this great tempest is upon you. He's like, I'm the cause going through I'm the cause of all these problems happening in your life right now. I'm the cause. So throw me overboard and watch it get calm for you. And watch it get calm for you. Now, in this case, he took responsibility for his actions. He took responsibility for the pain that he was causing others. Okay? They prayed first and got him out. It's like that's, and so I'm giving this example to you to say this. You're going to have to flip it for you. Sometimes you're going to have to pray first. Okay? And then go ahead and let them go. Because then you'll experience calm. You love them and you can continue to pray for them. Even from a distance. This is how you love people from a distance. You can continue to pray for them. Not your will, but his. The will for their life. I know one of the things I've prayed in my life for people was, hey, Father, I love them still. And I'm not even, I see things that they could do to better their life. I'm not even going to pray my will for them because it could be me wanting more for them than they wanted for themselves. But I pray that you just touch their hearts, open their minds to receive whatever it is that you have for them, that you want them to do. I pray for their freedom. That's been one of my prayers. I've prayed. After any time I've had to let go of someone, I pray. Because it's no love lost. I don't hate them. I just want best. I want what's best for them. And sometimes I want it more than they want it for themselves. And I'm the type I love very hard. So when I give my heart to someone, I give it all to them. But when I'm done, and I take it all back. It's got to go. I need my heart back. I need it for those who I love like that and who receives my love and loves me back in return. So I can't have pieces of my heart remaining with people. So what I do is I continue to pray until I feel that my prayer is good enough. It's enough prayer. I'm not saying I pray for them for life. And so at the end of the day, sis, I just want to encourage someone today who may be like, I got to let this go. I've been trying to hold on. I'm going to give you a few things of when it's best to let go. Number 1, when they offer nothing but negativity. Remember when I said that now when you take people, you take them away from where they were enslaved and oppressed and repressed, and you try to bring them with you and they're not really ready to go? What happened to the children of Israel? All they did was complain. They made getting to freedom, to the promised land, longer. See, when we get to freedom, we want to start building when we get there. We don't want it to take years and years and years and years of delays and setbacks simply because the people in your camp ain't moving in the right direction with you. Y'all not on one accord. Y'all not walking in agreement. Therefore, it's taking you longer. So you got to be very careful in trying to make people go where they're not really ready to go or want to go. They're not ready like you, because once you do that, it's going to take you longer. It's going to take you years of your life you can never get back. So when they offer nothing more but negativity, every time you look up, they're complaining about things. They changed. They used to be so supportive and so loving you. And now everything they complain about, everything, every time you look around, complain. We got to remember, we have power in our words. So all of those words being spoken around you all the time, that's negative. It's like smoke. If you're, let's say you don't like smoking and someone's smoking, you're breathing that in. So you're breathing in their negativity. So if that's all they're doing is complaining, bringing you down with negativity, that's a reason, sis. That's a reason to back, give me more than 50 feet. Another reason, number 2, another reason it's time. It may be time to let go is when they want or take more than they give. Remember I said I'm one who loves hard and I give my whole heart. In my ship comes my heart. On my previous podcast, I said that episode. I said in each of my ships comes my heart. So if you're taking more from me than you give me, it's time for you to go, sis. Love unrequited, I will not do. Love with me must be reciprocated. It must be reciprocal. I will not do it, y'all. Listen, y'all don't have to do it like me, but I know this. I will not do it. I will not give, and you just take. Because you're not going to drain me out of my life and then make it hard for me to be there for the others in my life. I'm connected to others. So when you drain me, you make it hard for me to give and water those that have already been in this thing with me. So I will not. Okay. This is a big one for me. Number 3 is when you can no longer trust them. I am super huge on trust. It is one of the most essential factors in a relationship, in any ship. It is an essential factor. Once you compromise my trust, things will never be the same with me. Now, you may say, well, what about those who cheat? But listen, it doesn't mean things will ever go back to being the same. We can work towards some things, but once it's compromised and this is what's going on and it continues to go on, no. Trust can take years to build and only seconds, only one incident, only one moment to break. Those in my circle, they have to be trustworthy. Because I'm giving my all. I'm trusting you with my heart. And my heart is valuable. It is breakable. You will not have the opportunity when I see signs like the ones I'm giving y'all today. You're not going to get the opportunity to break my heart when I can no longer trust you. Because to know that I can't trust someone and to still give them my heart and my heart gets broken, it will be on me. Okay? 4, this is a big one to me. Please understand how big this is. When they are no longer supportive of you. Listen, I do a lot of things on social media, this podcast and all of that. If I see that you support everybody else but me, you can no longer be in my squad. You can no longer be with me in my inner circle. I need to know that you have my back 100 because I got yours. I got you. That's one thing I know for a fact about me, and anybody can tell you about me. When I have your back, I have it. But if you mess up in any of these, I have to fall back because I have to protect me. Because at the end of the day, I have a husband. I have children I have to be here for. I have true friends. Those I'm in ships with, I need to be there for them. And then I also need to be ready and available to the ladies I need to help. Okay? It's not just about the people in my support system. Understand that I am in other support system. So when you no longer support me, remember, love shows its what? Support. That's one of my first episodes I've done. First episodes of the Do This for Life podcast. Love supports. The way love shows itself, it's an action word. The way love shows itself is the way it shows support for the people that they say they love. If people are bringing you down rather than lifting you up, you about to try something new and they bringing you down. Remember that negativity. If you don't support me, you don't have me, that's a reason that you got to go from my life. I can love you from a distance and I will pray for you. All right. I will pray for you, but I cannot stay with you. And the last one is just when they're in your presence, you just don't feel the same. When I say don't feel the same, I mean, you literally, when they come around, you tense up. You're just like, dang, I didn't really want to see them, or you're no longer happy when they come around. That's an indicator the ship is sinking. If their presence alone, if they're being around you alone bothers your spirit, your very essence of being, that's an indicator of, that's a red flag, sis. Something's not right. Now, I was inspired by these points, and I'm not like a huge follower of T.D. Jakes, but I loved one of the things that he mentioned about how we are with the people around us in our lives and why it may be time to cut things off. And I can say without a doubt that I've experienced these things in my life and I know them to be true. And therefore, if any of these things I've said are happening in your ships, it's time to evaluate some things and it's time to make some moves. It's time to take action because you don't need this kind of stuff in your life bringing you down while you have been enslaved for too long. And now here you are in freedom and experiencing freedom. You do not need to be experiencing these types of things in freedom because these are the types of things that are in enslavement. When you're in slavery, these are the things you get. You're low morale. You know what I mean? Not happy. The environment, the setting is negative. People just taking from you all the time. People that don't support you. They don't support your vision, your dreams, and what you're about. And then you can't trust them. So if this is what you experience in slavery, when you are enslaved, why would you want to continue to experience and deal with it in freedom? You've worked hard to get to freedom. You've worked your way up and out to get here. I have to shout out my best friend real quick. Y'all, many may know her as Taurus Sense, Simone. And I hope she don't mind me saying this. I love her too much to share anything more than I know that I can share. But that's one lady I can say that had to get up and get out. She did better for herself and her son. And when she was able to do that, when she did that, she made up in her mind, listen, I'm not going to struggle in money. I'm just not going to do this. Most black single mothers especially struggle with money. She was like, I'm not. She went and got all these degrees, created a better life for her son. She had to leave some people behind. I know that hurt. But at the end of the day, guess what? If they need anything, she's like, I can do some things for you. I'm in a position now that I can do better for you now in freedom than I could when I was enslaved. And I love her. I love strong women like that. They had to make a decision. They had to do it through tears. I know, sis. I know it's hard. I know the tears are falling. Like, I don't want to leave them. I didn't want this to end. I need them with me. I know. But you have to trust. You have to trust the process of your freedom. That you cannot take slavery with you into freedom. You can't do it because all you're doing is if you take the slavery with you, the repression with you, the oppression with you, all you would do is contaminate freedom and you will have exactly what you just thought you came from. You will have it again. Too many of us are duplicating slavery and calling it freedom just because it's a little bit different. That's it. That's all I got for y'all today. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I had to go in. I had to share from my heart today because it's not easy when you have to let people go because the way that I love hard. And with those for those that you don't understand what that means when you love hard, that means we give you chance after chance after chance after chance. We'll try to take you with us everywhere. We'll try to get you to where you need to be, where we see and where, a part of it is where we think you need to be, but also where we have observed and learned and discerned this is a good place for you to be. It's better than where you are now. And we go through all of this for so long with you. We will do it. We will do it. We will do it. And then one day we're done. If it's never reciprocated, if it's always the same thing over and over again, if you're draining our life, if you're taking from us, if you're not even thankful and grateful for the bit that we're doing and we don't have to do, but we're doing it at the end of the day with those who love hard, when we're done, we're done. That means we will pray for you. We will love you from a distance, but you can no longer be in the inner circle because you are killing the inner circle. But remember, there's always room when you're ready. One thing I loved about Harriet Tubman, she got to the point where she would go down a lot and come back, go get people and come back. Everybody wouldn't go. She got to the point where, you know what? I'm not going to keep going there. I'm going to write these steps out. I'm going to write them down for people to see, and I'm going to send them. I'm going to talk them through it when they're ready. Here's the paperwork. This is what they need to do. Go here, go there. She gave them directions. It was up to them to open those directions and go. She was like, listen, I'm wiser now. I'm older now. I ain't got time to keep going back and getting you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the instructions. So this is what I'm doing today. I'm sending you the instructions. Here you go. Here you go. All right. I hope y'all get what I'm saying or where I'm coming from. My heart is full. It's full on some things, but I also got to release. Because many of you know what that means. That means you got that breakthrough. Like finally you let them go. You let these people go. You let them go and live their life. However they want to live it. And now you're going to continue to live yours. I know what it's like to unload, sis. I know what it's like. You're saddened. It's hard for you. But at the end of the day, here we are. I'm still in my freedom. I'm back in my safe place, in my haven. Now I can continue to build. because that was a delay. That was a setback. My ship was sinking. I had to let it sink. I had to abandon it. But now I'm in this ship right here, where now I'm going to be a little bit more cautious about who I let in. I'm going to qualify applicants for my heart a little bit better and stronger. I'm going to get like these banks, and I'm going to check everything out before you can get in. And here we go. Then when you come in, it's on, sis. Now we're going to build. We're going to continue to go in agreement, in freedom. All right, sis, listen, if you are struggling with letting someone go today, if you're going through with any of your ships today, let your big sis come and help give you a quick pick you up during the day. Go to oev.life and sign up right now, today, right now, as you listen to this podcast for your 20-minute consult. I'm telling you, there's not one person who's ever been in a consult with me that left the same way they come. Not one that left the same way they came. I guarantee you, not one, sis. Not because I'm all that, but the power of the Most High moves through me. And not only that, I'm here for you. This is what I do. This is my passion, to help us in these struggling ships. Sis, it may be time to let it go. I don't know. One of the things I did before I let this one relationship go about 5 years ago was I went to my mentors first, cried my heart out, put everything all on the table because I didn't want to let them go. I did not want to let them go, sis. I struggled so hard. But in the end, I did it. And it ended up being one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Because as I went forward, I grew and things grew for me. I was able to now let people in who could love me the way that I deserved to be loved and the way that I was willing to love them. If this toxic person or this whatever or the negativity they brought was still allowed in my life, I wouldn't be able to do this that I'm doing today. Okay? As Monique says, I love us for real. I really do. I love us for real. I love you for real. OEV.life to get your consult today. And I will be back here in your ear next Wednesday with more. I know this is a little bit different today, and I didn't do a recap and all of that, but you can re-listen. I love y'all. Much love.